There's some things I'll tell my younger self, and and my younger self would think, yeah, I could have done that better. I wish I did that better. If I had these when I was first starting in business at the age of 18, I would have been more successful than I am now. I would have been at 8 figures, but I'm currently sitting on 7. The habits that you gotta have from doing it, I would have been 8 figures. 8 figures. Because there's a reason for, I wish that I learned, that skills are the thing that gets you somewhere. But wasting your time on people doesn't get you anywhere. But if you focus on yourself, it gets you more of what you want. If I focus more on myself and stopped going out, stopped going out driving around, wasting time of my life, just like to meet up with people. Because people thought I had to have a social life. But I didn't want a social life. Why would I need a social life if they are my real friends? If they are my real friends, they will always be with me. No matter what, they will be with me. Yeah, you can go out, you can go and do stuff. But I wasted most of my time with people that didn't respect me. And I just thought, social life is comfort. And this is what I wish I knew. You could have locked in for 3 years straight, then had the social life. But now you are way back for what you want. And I'm way off my goal of trying to achieve what I want. Because I've still got other things to build. I've got a car company to build. I've got my marketing agency to scale. I've got my e-commerce businesses to scale. I've got my AI app software to scale. But the thing is that you gotta understand that you can build them, but if you gotta focus on one and then scale it, then go back. And what I did, I was always learning new skills. Yeah, it's all right to have open doors and all that, but I was so focused on learning new skills that I forgot that what I was actually doing wasn't wasting my time, but I was putting more effort into the learning side rather than the implementing side. And this took a turn. I had to learn that implementing is, if you never implement stuff into your business or into the knowledge you know, like trading, like investing into stock shares and index fund and all that, Bitcoin and stuff, then, but you are wanting more. You are wanting to create something of yourself. Value is given to the skills. I should have focused on one thing first, built it, and then came to the next. But what I did was I got very viral videos on a faceless dropshipping store. Then I sold that company. And then once I sold it, I learned that I was doing something wrong. I was focusing on the wrong things at the wrong time. So I was putting all my energy into something what wasn't needed at the moment. I should have been focusing on what was needed rather than something what's needed in the future. But growth took a turn. Yeah, I scaled that. I scaled that store and then sold it. But every single thing has its turns. And there's one thing that I had to do. I tested products, kept testing until one just went boom. Then the other one went boom. I must have tested about 50 products, 50 of each product. Put them into UGC curating. Use AI to not even have me even just unknown. So I was unknown of the brand. No one knew who I was. And no one knew that I owned the brand, and they still don't. But I don't own the brand anymore. So sold it to that. But the thing I wish I knew was testing is about the speed. And if you're testing products at the moment, make sure you know that you have so many products that you can just test and just put out there. Because if you don't have products, you don't have a store. I was sending them to influencers. They were doing it for me as well. They was doing marketing for me. And yeah, but I had to sell it because I thought it's not me. It wasn't me. The niche wasn't me. And yeah, I could have scaled that. Could have scaled that a lot. But I chose to sell it because it was the best option for me. So I can actually do what I enjoy. And I will always say passion. Passion is what would actually drive you to the next level. And the thing I learned was I didn't have a passion for that niche. So it wasn't me. So I had to start what I wanted later on. But yes, it made me money. But it's not about the money, it's about enjoying the process. And I think that the process of me hitting seven figures was all because I sold that business. If I didn't sell that business, I probably wouldn't have learned this lesson. But God told me to sell it. So when my brain went, sell the business. So I sold it. And then I was like, well, got nothing else to lose. I can look into these skills, or take one. I decided to grab that one. I decided to grab that one. tried to learn coding, tried to learn trading, tried to learn ads. I also tried to learn marketing, tried to learn sales, tried to learn e-commerce. Even though e-commerce, branding. So I know a little bit about that. But these 5, I know nothing. So I was like, go all in on the thing I know. And then 2 months later, I went all in. Went all in on what I know. Design, manufacture. Design, manufacture. These trading, I spent most of my time. Most of my time trading. I was like, well, this has got to work. I didn't do it for the money. I did because I generally enjoyed the market movement, learning the market movement of how the market moves. It's something I just generally enjoyed. I was just like, that's so cool that you can just get the high, get the low, and just watch the candlestick go up. I did because I enjoyed it. And just this week, just this last 4 months, I've been trying to learn vibe coding. And it's got to me that you can build every single system, marketing, sales, everything in a business, automate it. And that business is running free at the moment. Don't do anything, still not giving me money. I've got people who are doing it for me. People who are getting my clients, running everything for a marketing business. I know that I could scale that to 8 figures sooner if I didn't spend all my time wasted on the other stuff. But now I'm doing vibe coding so then I can build more systems inside the business to then scale. But what you're going to think is you can implement anything into business. You can implement any system into business. And if you've got stronger systems, things go up more. There's more chance of it succeeding. And that was basically it. I got leads. I got people. I get paid every month. Started investing into myself. And saying, how do I have to not work ever again for money? Make money work for me. But there was a passion. And the passion was designing. I couldn't drop that. Because I just had that mentality of designing cool things, designing things that my younger self wanted. And it's so true. Yeah, you could have stuff, but the things that I've learned from doing that is spend your time on the passion, spend your time learning, spend your time doing, but make sure you're splitting it into years. And what I mean by this is like 4 months of you doing one thing, 4 months of you doing another, 4 months of you getting stronger on that other thing, and 4 months on the other thing. And then another 4 months of you doing the other thing, and 4 months and 4 months and 4 months. So then you really do understand what is happening with what you're trying to learn. and then implement. So you have 2 months learning, then you have 2 months building. That's literally all I had to do. If you're actually learning the skills, you will get to the next level. And if I can do it, you can do it too. Peace.